Welcome to everyone. A couple of meeting tips before we get started. If you can kindly keep your microphone muted, well, we're going to have it off for you. The camera will be off and your microphone will be off. And if you do have questions, go ahead and type them into the Q&A box. My colleagues and I will be able to answer. And if it's for our presenters, Angel, Zach, or Melissa, we'll wait until the end to revisit those questions if we can't answer them. And this session is being recorded, so we wanted you to be aware of that. So this evening's agenda, first is a welcome. Want to do a quick welcome to everyone that attended, and I want to introduce myself. My name is Angela Nakovic. I'm one of the adult admissions representatives, and I want to turn it over to my colleagues who also work with students 19 and older. Deb, Jeff?
Hi, my name is Debbie Jaffe, and I am an adult recruiter here at College of DuPage. We'll give you my information at the end, and if you have any questions, not only can you put it in the chat box tonight, but you can get back to us later on this evening. So welcome.
Hi, my name is Jeff Walker, and I am a recruiter as well. I'm a recruiter as well here at the College of DuPage, and we welcome you to this wonderful session. And welcome.
Thank you, guys. And just a quick overview of the agenda. I'm going to turn it over after our very brief admissions overview to Zach from Educational Credential Evaluators, who's going to talk about transcript evaluation. Our colleague Melissa from Career Services will be giving an overview, because those are really the two big components of this overview in our Immigrant Student Workshop, is highlighting transcript evaluation and if you're going to be looking for jobs, or how to utilize our Career Services Center. And then we'll have an opportunity at the end to answer your questions. Our panelists will be here and our team from admissions. So thank you again. That being said, I don't know if this is a blessing or a curse. Usually our admissions presentations run anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. So you're getting an abbreviated version, but like Debbie and Jeff mentioned, you'll have our contact information to reach out at any time. What do we see? We hosted this Immigrant Student Workshop. Zach and Melissa, Debbie, I want to say our first one was maybe 4 years ago already. We noticed students coming in with credentials from other countries at varying points of their educational and career background, right? Some were coming ready to begin and hit the career trail running. Others maybe needed to work on some other skills, either in technology or their language skills. So we just wanted to share information about what we have at the college in order to propel you forward as you make your home here in the US. We offer through our continuing education department. I know one of our guests in the audience works in our continuing education department, Christine Kelly. Her team will be happy to answer questions about any of their offerings if you ever reach out to them. They offer a number of quick building skills training classes. They offer adult enrichment classes, high school equivalency, GED. They also offer English language acquisition for those of you that are looking to improve upon your English language skills. They can assess where exactly you are and what you could work on. We also offer at the college, some of you are coming back to look at getting a degree. We offer what's called the associate's degree. Some will start with us, transfer on for a bachelor's. We also offer certificates. Debbie, Jeff, and I, and I'm sure Melissa and others at the college, will see a number of our students coming back to get professional certifications. Continuing ed offers wonderful certifications too, like project management. On our credit side of the house, we have students doing short term, whether it's digital and social media marketing or getting Python programming certification to build on skills that you may need on at your job. We also offer higher language English courses, what we call English language studies, for those of you that have some level of proficiency, but need to work on your speaking skills, your writing skills, your listening skills for either your work setting, or you're going to be going, say you're here and you're taking a prerequisite for graduate school and you want to work on your English skills some more. We do offer some higher level academic and professional English classes. We also offer some flexible formats, and especially bred out of what I want to say when we were in the pandemic. Technically, we still are in a pandemic, but when we were offering a combination of online classes, hybrid, meaning you come part to class and you do part of it online. So that's a little bit of the many, many offerings we have at College of DuPage. Our counseling and advising services help students pick out their classes. And I'm going to introduce you to one of my colleagues, Angel Nance, right now. and she's going to tell you about the excellent support services that we have for students through the Learning Commons. Angel, do you mind telling us briefly about what your area has for students?
Absolutely. So the Learning Commons is the academic support center for College of DuPage. We offer a variety of services to support our students in any courses that they're taking and helping them achieve their academic goals. Angela mentioned helping students with improving English language skills. We work with students to improve not only speaking skills, but listening, general conversation skills. We do that through appointments in person and online. We also offer some really great small group sessions called conversation circles to help students develop those skills. We have resources to help students prepare for the placement exams if you find you need to take any of those. The KITE exam in particular might be something you find you need to take. And students can work with our coaches in our writing, reading, speech assistance area to review and prepare for taking those exams. When you are in academic courses, we also offer tutoring services and math assistance to not only help you review, but clarify things that have been covered in course and help you stay on track. We also work a lot with students on study skills. So things like time management, organizational skills, note taking, test preparation techniques, all skills that are really important to develop as a student and apply them to your courses, which can help you be more successful. All of our services are available at no additional cost to College of DuPage students, which is really nice to hear. We offer our services in person as well as online by appointment, and some things by drop-in as well. So I have our website listed there. It's just cod.edu/learningcommons. I encourage you to explore our website, to review the types of information or services we have. Stop in and see us. We're always happy to talk to you about how we can support you as a student. We're located in the Student Resource Center in room 2102, which is right upstairs from the cafeteria and just down the hall from the admissions office. So a lot of great resources to support you as a student here at College of DuPage.
Thank you so much, Angel. That awesome overview, and thanks for sharing. In addition to Angel's area, the Learning Commons, which she just shared, could provide for students, we're also going to have our colleague Melissa from Career Services talk a little bit later in this presentation about a wide array of services Career Services has. Their area is fantastic. I'm sure you'll find many services that will be of benefit to you. Our faculty advisors here are for those of you students that actually you have an idea. There's a particular program area that you have some questions about, whether you're very knowledgeable about certified networking, Cisco certification, or other program areas. We can actually put you in contact with the folks. Our faculty advisors not only teach in these areas, but many of them have worked in the industry. So if you're looking to get some insights about particular careers or jobs, they're a great resource. Our library is excellent. You can stop by, talk to one of the librarians there. They can give you a tour and help you understand all the resources that you could use, not only as a student, but as a community member in our community college district. Our physical education center, or what we used to call the PE center or PE arena, as a student, depending on how many credits you're registered for, I know our full-time students are granted free membership to our PE center. So take advantage of those offerings. And our arts center, the MAC, Warhol exhibit, Frida exhibit that just passed, Joffrey Ballet of Chicago that came through, our own student presentations of theaters and plays, everything there for your enjoyment. Paying for college, I'll briefly touch on that. Our current tuition rate, and again, Jeff, Debbie, and I are your starting point. If you're a brand new first-time College of DuPage student needing help navigating the process, we can definitely help you get where you need to go. Our current cost for in-district residents is, for the fall, will be $140 per credit hour. And that means if you're taking, for example, a 3 credit hour class, that class would cost $420. So it really just depends on if you're going to be a full-time student, part-time student. The class rates vary. I want to point out for our continuing education department, they do not do a cost per credit hour like we do what we call a credit side of the house. They have flat rates, and they do an excellent job of putting what the tuition rate is or what the cost will be for all of their programs. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to them. Our out-of-district residents are currently going to be paying a $327 per credit hour rate. So again, talk to Jeff, Debbie, or I, or we can put you in contact. We'll definitely know what your tuition rate is based on what you're taking and where you reside. And with that being said, the fastest admissions presentation I think I've ever done in my nearly 25 years here. Hopefully you got some good nuggets of information, but more importantly, if you've got your phone on you and you want to take a shot, we also are recording this so you can always go back. These are the three folks, myself, my coworker Jeff, and my coworker Debbie, our email address, our phone number. If you ever have any questions, this is how we do our sort. Jeff works with students 19 and older with the last name A as in apple through E. I work with students with the last name of F through N, and Deb works with students O through Z. So hold on to that slide, take a picture. If you have questions, feel free at any time to reach out. And with that being said, sorry, Zach, I think I ran into your presentation by 1 mere minute. I want our highlighters for this evening. Not that we're not all highlighters, we all have something to contribute, but I want Zach to take it away from educational credential evaluators, because a number of you already have existing degrees or credits from your home country. And I want Zach to talk about what his service can provide and when you should do it, when you shouldn't. So Zach, thank you and take it away. I'm going to stop sharing.
All right, I'm just gonna get my slides up here. Now, I wonder, is everyone seeing my notes side over here?
No, I think you're good to go.
Okay. Sometimes I share my notes and then you can see me what I'm reading. Okay, so yeah, thanks, Angela. My name's Zach. I'm from Educational Credential Evaluators, ECE. We're located up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I've been at ECE for 16 years now. I just celebrated my sweet 16 yesterday, which was also World Refugee Day. So I've been doing credential evaluations for about 10 years. And before that, I did various other clerical tasks at ECE. But now I'm in charge of our market research department, and I also run our ECE aid program, which is as a nonprofit, we raise funds for fee waivers for what we do for refugees and other displaced people. So tonight I'll just give you a brief introduction about ECE, who we are. I'll explain briefly about what credential evaluation is, how to apply to specifically to ECE, but there's some general sort of rules that it's good to remember when you're looking at your credential evaluators. And then the Q&A is just, we'll do that at the end, obviously, after Melissa is done with career services. Okay, so ECE, it's our mission as a nonprofit. We have a mission to promote the betterment of individuals' lives in society by ensuring that educational qualifications are fairly and accurately recognized across borders. As a credential evaluator company, you know, what we do is, well, I'll get into that in a second. We've been around for over 40 years. We have about 90 staff members, and we're closer now to doing about 40,000 evaluations per year. Our turnaround time, generally speaking, is 5 business days. There's been an influx of a lot of applications lately throughout the US for international students. So our turnaround time right now is more like 7 to 10 business days, but we're slowly creeping back to the 5-day turnaround time. It's very fast. We're a member of NACES, which is kind of important to remember that a lot of schools, when they're looking for a credential evaluation, if they're not doing it in-house with their own admissions staff, they might suggest you seek out a NACES member organization, which we are one of them. You might have heard of WES. They're sort of the biggest credential evaluation service in the US. We are the second biggest, but we're both part of NACES. SpanTran, Educational Perspectives, a lot of different organizations that are part of NACES. It's just our professional organization that sort of keeps everybody in line with being ethical and doing what we're supposed to be doing as credential evaluators. ECE, how do we differentiate ourselves? We have a fast turnaround time. We do look a lot towards our customer service as a defining sort of part of who we are at ECE. We are always happy to talk with people, whether it's in a setting like this with some outreach, or if you have a question about credential evaluations or anything really that we're doing, you can chat us, you can get on the phone and call us. We have lots of different ways to get in touch with us. Even if you have a question about if you get an evaluation report completed by us, and you have questions about it, you can call and you can get through to the actual evaluator who prepared the report for you. We have some of these numbers are a little bit behind, but yet we have, I think now we have more than 400 years of combined experience. The training for an evaluator is around 10 months. It's quite an intense training period, although truly credential evaluators were constantly learning. So training never really ends because, as we all know, educational systems are changing constantly. As I said before, we're a nonprofit, so we keep our overhead. We're really our fees are based off of what our overhead is, and we of course, being part of NACES, that's part of that rigorous standards section. So what is a credential evaluation? Some people can sometimes get a little bit, can be confusing a little bit, but some people think a credential evaluation is just sort of us translating or verifying documents. But truly it is that converting international credentials to the US education system. So we're taking international academic credentials and converting it into what it would be equivalent to in the US. We do deal with translations, we do deal with a lot of other these things, but credential evaluation really is that conversion factor of taking grades and credits and degrees and converting it into what it would be in the US. This is based on a knowledge of the education systems worldwide. So that's what I'm saying, why I said, we're constantly sort of in training as evaluators, because again, situations change all the time in various countries around the world. I like to give this little chart for employment or enrollment stream, where we sort of fit in that that chain. The link that we are is after you have, you're a prospective student or looking for a job. You make some inquiries, you ask questions, you do some Google searches and figure out what you need. And then you come to a school or to us to get that credential evaluation, and you become an applicant of ours. After you get all of your paperwork in order, you are that and submitted to a school or an employer, then you have that, you are admitted, or you get your interview, you put your deposit or confirm working for a job, and then you enroll or you get hired. So that's kind of where we fit in this this link of chain, this chain of links. So why are they important? A lot of people view this as, it's spending some more money. What is the point of a credential evaluation? And in most cases for schools, it is to make these appropriate admissions or hiring decisions. A lot of schools want to see, I know College of DuPage has their own, admission requirements, but a lot of other schools and employers want to know if you have a high school diploma, do you have a bachelor's degree from your home country or wherever you studied overseas. In a lot of cases, even if you haven't completed a degree program overseas, even if you have some courses completed, our evaluation report can help with advanced standing or transfer credit. So it can save you a little bit of money there if you don't have to, take courses that you've already taken overseas at in your home country. And then a lot of schools want to know what your GPA is or what it would be equivalent to in the US. So it's really for admissions counselors and employers to kind of see where you are at as a student. It's also to ensure the fairness to other students and to other employees. So we do a lot of we call it document forensics. We look for potentially fraudulent documents, just for red flags like that. Again, for fairness to everyone who's, you've done your due diligence with going to school, and you want to get credit for that. And that's where we kind of come in to make sure it's fair for everyone. Staying consistent with a lot of the documents, and again, looking at those differences between different educational systems throughout the world. Okay, evaluators as a profession, what we do is we take your documents and we'll look at the nature of the institution. Again, I don't want to go too far into detail with this because there's whole books written on and whole webinars on what we do as credential evaluators. I don't want to bore you, but we tend to, so we look at the school that you attended or the program that you attended overseas. We double check to make sure that that school or program is recognized and accredited within that country. So there's a lot of, we look in the Ministry of Education's, different kind of university grants commissions in India and Bangladesh, places like that. Whoever is the authority sort of overseeing the accreditation of schools, that's where we kind of look towards. Then we determine whether or not the credentials are authentic. So that's where our documentation forensics come in. We match signatures. We look for formats for the the correct everything. We look into, again, see if there's any red flags. We then identify the nature of that education. Was it secondary or post-secondary, part-time, full-time, technical, vocational versus, more of an academic program, things like that. Then we see if the qualification was awarded, so we know if it's like a full program that was completed or if it was just partially completed. We convert those credits and hours into the US system, like I said, and then also we convert the grades into the US system. Really quick again, I don't want to bore you, but we consider a lot of different factors when it comes to grades and credits. You can see, word descriptors is a big thing. What's the difference between an outstanding grade versus a excellent grade, things like that. Again, also with credits, we were looking at what a full-time load of credits is for that program. And we follow the general philosophy of that 1 year of academic study in one country equals 1 year of academic study in another country. But it's not just counting years. We do look into a lot of other factors when it comes to credits. And sometimes this question comes up, are credit and grade conversions consistent within the same institution? And usually they are, but sometimes it can depend on the program or if it's undergraduate or graduate work. All right, so this is how to apply. Again, this is the ECE way, but any place you go will have these general sort of steps. So you can apply it to pretty much anywhere. But the first step is to figure out what type of report you need. So every school kind of has their own way of doing things and what they want from you. And we have various different services and products that you can choose from. And it all is dependent on what the school wants. Sometimes they just want to see the degree equivalency, but other times they want to see a GPA or they want to see what courses you took. So that's where it's really good to check with the school or schools you're applying to and see what they need from us. The second step is to review the documentation requirements. So where we differentiate ourselves from others is we base our documentation requirements on the country of study. So it's not one blanket rule that they have to be original or they have to come straight from the school in a sealed envelope. In many cases, there are countries where we will accept just a photocopy of, like, say, a diploma, because we have a huge archive that we're looking through to match, again, format, signatures, things like that. So don't assume that you have to send us your originals. It's really good to go on our website and check the country that you studied in to see what you would need from us. And then lastly, you apply. So for us, it's an online application. You create a free account. You complete the application online, and then after you've paid and submit that application, it will sit idle, because the important thing is we need documents from you. We cannot, on your behalf, contact a school overseas to send documents to us. You have to do that, and that's for security reasons and things like that. Schools are not going to just send us your documents. So it's really important that after you order from us, you send us the documents we need. These are our fees, generally speaking. And again, so the most expensive subject analysis is not necessarily the thing that you're going to have to order for a school. Generally speaking, it's those first three: the general with GPA, or the course by course, is what is required for most schools throughout the US. And I won't go into the description. This is on our website. And you can also talk to our customer care specialist too if you have any questions on the differences between these evaluation types. But yeah, generally speaking, it's the top three ones that you're gonna order one of those. For documentation requests, we do, again, we require the most secure document, so it doesn't always have to be, it can be a photocopy or scan for some countries. As I said before, it's just each individual country that we're looking at. We want the original language document, but we work off of those, but we do also want an English translation. However, again, how we differentiate ourselves from other organizations is it does not have to be certified by a professional translator. You can do the translation yourself. It saves you time and money. We just want it to follow the same format and be word for word from the original language documents. We only use that for typing purposes, so we don't need an official translation, although we do review those translations just to make sure that it's all, lines up with the original language documents. Verifications we will send occasionally if there is a red flag. We'll send it away for verification directly with the school overseas or the ministry. If there is an online database that we can verify with, we will verify it through that. But if you do get a statement from us saying that we're verifying, it doesn't necessarily mean that we think it's something that's fake. It might be a program we haven't seen before, or documents that we haven't seen before because it's from a different year that we just don't have in our archives. And then you end up, when we're completed, with something like this. This is a general report, but as you can see, there's an equivalency summary, and on the right side, you'll see it includes a GPA. This is the course by course, so it will show the breakdown of all of the courses that were taken off of that transcript, and the credits and the grades that were converted into the US system. We do also offer a scholar profile, which is similar to an evaluation report. However, this can be based off of anything. It could just be photo. So if we have documentation requirements that we need originals or sent directly from the school overseas, and you don't have that, or it's just impossible to get, maybe the school burned down or there's conflict or something like that, you can certainly pay for a scholar profile. However, as you'll see from here, it's going to say very clearly that it was not based on official documents. And so some schools might not accept this because it's just based on whatever you were able to provide us. But it's something in case something was damaged or things like that. Okay, again, I don't want to take up any more time of yours, but if you have questions, there's the customer care is available Monday through Fridays, 9 through 4. It starts as a chat, but you can fill out a form and one of our customer care specialists will call or will send you the phone number or an email address, depending on how you want to, communicate with us. There's multiple ways you can communicate, but it starts with the chat. So you just have to go in and say you have some questions, and then it'll come up. I am now going to hand it over to Melissa with Career Services.
Thanks, Zach. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? I just want to double check because sometimes my headphones don't connect properly.
We can hear you, Melissa. You're good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
And I do want to mention, I'm going to share my screen in a second, but I'm pasting a link to the slide presentation in the chat. So feel free to bookmark, save that, then you could always circle back to the slides later on. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. Got that all set up. And then again, real quick, Angela, can you just let me know, are you guys seeing my slides?
You are good to go.
Perfect. I'm on 2 screens here, and for some reason I can never adjust. So hi, everyone. My name is Melissa Schertz. I'm a career specialist in the Career Services Center at College of DuPage. I am one of 4 career specialists, and career specialists are the individuals in our office that meet with students, alumni, and community members and provide support. Our information is on the screen here, but I'm going to talk about all of our different services, all of our different resources available and how to access those. So just make sure you save the link to the slides because everything is in there for you to circle back to down the road. So high-level overview of our areas of expertise and what we offer. We provide resume and cover letter assistance. So if you have a resume, you want some feedback on it, maybe you have a CV, a curriculum vitae, and you want to transition that over to a resume, we can help with that. We offer job search assistance. We have a job board. We have webinars, databases. So we have a number of resources, and we always say that we can help you with where you are at. So we meet people where they're at in their journey. So you could be just starting your search. You could have been looking for an opportunity for quite some time, and now you're looking for additional advice or strategies. We will support you no matter where you are at in the process. So I do have a question, if you are willing to share in the chat. If you could just let me know, do you have a resume? So purely yes or no, if you have a resume. It doesn't mean it has to be perfect, but if you wouldn't mind sharing, I'd just like to learn a little bit more about where our audience is today. So I'll give you a few seconds to do that. I see a yes. No, okay, and it's okay if the answer is no too. A resume, okay, yes, yes, awesome. No, okay, that's okay. Okay, or you can have a resume, but you're feeling like, it's not something I would use right now. That's fine too. All right, so we got a few responses. Thank you everyone for responding. So my next question, those of you that answered yes, have you updated your resume in the last 6 months? Or so, give or take. So I'll give you a few seconds to answer that next question. And I will say I am guilty. I have not updated my own resume in the last 6 months. And it is okay if the answer is no. Yes, okay, I see a yes. Good for you, that's awesome. Staying up to date on it. Anyone else? Have you updated your resume? Feeling good about it? All right, I'm gonna keep going, but if you're still typing, feel free. So the reason I ask those questions is I want to point out we have a number of resources to help you with that process. So even if you don't have a resume, we offer a resume builder, or you can work with a career specialist to talk through that process. We don't write resumes for people. So I do want to stress that. No one knows your experience better than you do. So we can't write about those experiences for you, but we will coach you through the process and the typical etiquette and expectations on a resume. We'll certainly help you through that. And if you have a resume, but you want it reviewed, you want to make sure that it is articulating everything in a way that you would like it to. We help with that. And then we also have samples and webinars too. So even if you're just not sure, not feeling ready to really dive into your resume, but you want a little bit of information for that process, we have access to on-demand resources too. What I have on screen here is our Career Coach resource. So this is a career database where you can research and learn about career fields and learn about the local data for a particular job or occupation. So for example, if you're interested in becoming a bookkeeper, you can research bookkeeping and see what the job outlook looks like, the salary or earning potential, the typical skills employers are looking for, typical education, and it links to live job postings. So you can do some thorough research if you're still trying to decide the direction you want to go. It is completely free. You do not need an account to use Career Coach. You could just find it on our website and research. You can, however, create an account if you'd like. I do recommend that because it allows you to save all of that research, but you don't have to. If you create an account, it's still free. The resume builder in Career Coach will require an account, and you just create that anytime. That's so you can save the information that you enter for that resume that you're building. The nice part about the Career Coach resume builder is you have the option to download it as many times as you need into a Word file. And that's nice because there are many online resume builders out there, and they seem nice, but unfortunately they may charge you. And I've had many students and job seekers come to me and say, I've built a resume online and now it wants me to pay per download or pay for a subscription. So don't do that. Never pay to create your resume. Go to Career Coach or come to us to help you with that process. Our services are completely free. This is a snapshot of what Career Coach looks like. So you can see here there's actually a few different ways you can get to the resume builder. So through the resume builder tab, or if I were actually on the Career Coach page and I scrolled down, there's a resume builder option below these three search areas. But if you click sign up, that's where you can create your account, or you can just dive right into researching. You can browse programs at COD to see related careers. You can take a free career assessment to learn a little bit more about your interests and how that might translate into different career paths. So there's a lot you can do within the system, and it's available on the Career Services website. So it's just cod.edu/career services. It's in the slides as well. So just circle back to the first slide and the last slide to find that. We also have a Blackboard organization. It's Career Services for Students. So if you do enroll in a class at College of DuPage, or you've ever taken a class, you'll likely become familiar with Blackboard. Just like classes in Blackboard, we have an organization shell where we have resources for resumes. So we'll have resume tip sheets, resume samples, cover letter samples, and we also do webinars, and we do those weekly on Wednesdays. And we have recordings of different topics available on there too. So that's what I was mentioning earlier, where we have some of that on demand information available to you. So if you can't make a webinar or scheduling an appointment with a career specialist just doesn't work with your schedule, you can hop into our Blackboard organization, watch a video, pull some resources, and have that available to help you get started. It's available to non-students, so you don't need to be in classes to access this. Non-students will just click preview as guest on the login screen, and then you're able to access everything within our organization. This is a snapshot too of our organization. So on the left-hand side, once you're in it, the main menu item, our menu area I want to draw your attention to are the different job search resources that we have. We also offer some specialized services. So we offer assistance on the topic of disability disclosure. So we have resources for that. We also have resources for our additional electronic resources. If we have any special events happening, we post those here. So we're constantly in here updating and just making sure that everyone has access to resources and are informed about things that are happening in the workforce. Our next resource is Chaps Get Hired. This is our electronic job and internship board. This is free and available to anyone. This is where employers can post their opportunities. So in career services, we have employers within the community who are interested in hiring College of DuPage students, alumni, and community members. And they may be looking to fill a part-time job, a full-time job, an internship, an entry-level position, an experienced position. So we see all sorts of opportunities posted in Chaps Get Hired. All employers actually have to register and be approved by us before they can post. And then once they're approved, they can post their opportunity, but it doesn't stay there forever. All of the jobs posted in there do have a date which they close. And that's nice because sometimes jobs and larger job boards may stay there even after an employer has already filled the position. And there's nothing more frustrating than putting all of that work into an application and a resume to find out they've already hired. So in our job board, you can see the date which the application or the job position will be removed or the deadline to apply. So you can kind of make that decision, you know, if the job looks like it's closing tomorrow, but it's been up there for a month already, you might want to do a little bit more research on the company website to see if the job is still posted there before taking all of that time. Again, it's free. If you do enroll at College of DuPage or are taking classes at College of DuPage, you would activate your account as a student. If not, if you want to do that before that, you can get into the system just by signing up. So you just have to click the sign up button to create your account. Once you register and create your account, you'll come back to this login screen. Click this in this bar here, and a drop-down menu will populate. So I am a student, I am alumni, I am a community member, and then just log in. But it's completely free. You do just have to create or set up your account before you are in the system. And then you can browse those opportunities. We, in addition to looking for jobs and preparing those materials, resumes, and cover letters, we also help with interview prep, how to talk about your skills, how to sell your skills and experience to an employer. We talk a lot about self-reflection, what do you offer, what are you great at, and then what does a company look for? What do they want? What are they talking about in their job description? What are they emphasizing? And then how do we connect those two things together? So we meet with clients regularly on this topic, on interview prep. And you'll see here on this slide, I have the word practice listed over and over. I want to encourage you to practice for interviews. While we could have the most stellar resume in the world, that's great. But an interview is where you're going to make the employer want to hire you. This is where I say you seal the deal. This is where that employer, we want the employer to sense, yes, I really want this person to come in. I feel like they can help, they can fulfill the needs of this job. But you have to be able to explain and support your skills with examples in an interview. And that does take practice. We do have a practice interview platform called Big Interview. Again, another free resource. The nice part about this resource is you can actually do some practice at home or anywhere that you are comfortable, so long as you have internet access, you can record yourself, you can listen, you can write notes, you can build a response to a question. If you've ever had an interview in the past and maybe there was a question you struggled with, I've been there, it always happens. You can go into big interview and really dive into that question. You can write ideas. It provides you tips. Even before you record an answer, you can read about a question and learn why an employer asks that question. What are they looking for? And advice for creating a response. So even if you're not feeling ready to actually record or record a video of you interviewing, you can go in and read and learn. There are videos and lessons that you can go through too. I have many students and job seekers I've worked with who have shared a mock interview is just too much to think about right now, but I do know I need to do some interview prep. So they will go to big interview and watch some videos and ease into the process. Any interview prep is better than no interview prep. This is just what the dashboard looks like in big interview. So I've emphasized here the learn and the practice tabs. The learn tab is where you can watch videos. The practice tab is where you can select questions to practice or to read about. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're jumping right into recording. And then on this screen here, I want to show you some of the lessons that are available too. So there's a section called interview playbooks, where you can select an interview playbook that maybe is of interest to you. The one I want to emphasize here is there are videos and tips for individuals who are English language learners. Maybe you're going into an interview. I know working with English language learners, one of the most difficult aspects of an interview is you need that time to translate the question and come up with a response, then retranslate it back into English and then deliver that response confidently. And that's a lot. That's a lot of energy. And if you're in an interview and you're already feeling a little bit nervous, it's a lot to go through. So you want to practice ahead of time. The more practice you can do, the better. But I would definitely recommend, if you feel this would fit for you, take a look at the interview playbook in there to get some additional tips. You can also search specific questions. So I've done a quick search here for tell me about yourself, one of those most common interview questions. And you can see here, over 600 questions have populated with that search, all different variations. But if you were to click this plus sign here, a drop-down box would appear with additional information about that question, steps for creating your response, again, background information on that question. And then you can actually, at the very bottom, there's a button for you to click practice this question, and you can go in and record yourself and listen to yourself back, see how you performed, and give yourself feedback. So it's a great way to prepare. Again, if you feel a little nervous for interviewing, it's okay, but practice by yourself. Even if you feel like it's going to be the most rough recording, if you can interview by yourself, then it'll be much easier with the employer. But if you're even nervous to watch yourself, it's going to be much more challenging once you're in an official interview with an employer. So here, if you were to go to the Career Services webpage, we have a tab for all of our different electronic resources. And you can see there we have the Big Interview section available. To access Big Interview, you will have to complete a request form. That's so that you can receive the access code. So you will actually need an access code to access Big Interview, but it's free. It's just, you have to complete that form in order to get the access code there, and then you're in the system. You'll register, set up your account, and you're all good. You do not have to complete that form again once you are in there. If you would like to connect with a staff member, we have a service request form available on our website. That is the very first step. So even if you were to email our office and say, hey, I'd like to meet with a career specialist, we will still direct you to that service request form. That is the most efficient way to connect with one of us. We do ask for some background information, and it's to ensure that we get you connected with the best staff member in our office to fit your needs. It's the first thing you'll see on our website. We also, in addition to appointments, though, we offer a service called e-reviews or e-review service. This is where we review resumes and or cover letters via email. So no appointment is needed for this. You would simply complete our service request form, select e-review, and then a staff member will reach out with instructions to complete that e-review process. Basically, what we do is we review documents. We ask that you send us either a Word doc or a PDF, and we'll use track changes or add comments and suggestions to your documents, and then we'll email you our feedback. Within about 5 business days, we do go in the order we receive requests. So some days I could get none, and the next day I could open my email and I could have 10 requests in there. And so I just go in the order I receive those. So we do ask that you allow 5 business days for a review to be completed. But no matter what, just start with that service request form if you are interested in connecting with a staff member. And then last but not least, this is just our information and our webinar schedule. And real quick, our webinars, yes, are on Wednesdays, but we also offer demos on big interviews. So the days which we have or the weeks we have an interview webinar, the following Thursday, we also do a demo of big interview. So take a look at our schedule. We're running our webinars this summer, and we will continue them again in the fall. And you can attend as many as you would like. In addition to our other services, we've had plenty of individuals attend multiple webinars, even on the same topic, just to keep learning and asking us questions. So I will stop there and I will turn it back over to Angela.
Thanks, Melissa. And I'm going to ask at this time that all of our hosts and presenters, we can appear if we have questions, if the audience has questions, right? So this is your time. You're a wonderful population. You guys are coming back with varied interests, whether it's to Melissa's point, let me brush up my resume because I was an MBA and had my accounting degree in India, or I met someone from London that was running an art museum that's a career changer here in the States. We know the process is different. My family immigrated from Germany, so it's a different process here. Let us know how we can help. Community colleges in the United States, we're a bevy of all types of information and services. So if it's not something we can provide, that's how we met Zach. We don't do international or foreign transcript evaluation, but through NACIS and Zach's great organization, Educational Credential Evaluators, we know where to refer you. And career services, Learning Commons, if you need to work on, if you haven't had math, and you have to take calculus, for those of you out there doing your MBA in the United States, that you have to work on some of those prereqs, and you haven't had statistics or a math class, Angel's area will be happy to work on, if you need some tutoring services for a class, continuing education for languages, or for those of you that need to get your high school equivalency to qualify for federal financial aid here in the United States, for those of you that may be eligible. I know in some countries, my late grandfather's from the former Yugoslavia, a little hard to receive transcripts from that country given what happened in the 90s during the Civil War. So there's different things we can provide resources for and direct you to the appropriate offices here at the college or outside. So do you guys, oh, thanks, Melissa. I see that you put the link again in the chat. Thanks. I was getting excited. I know Jeff and Deb, we're kind of keeping our eyes on the Q&A as well, all of us, to see if someone had a question.
Well, I just wanted to thank Melissa, Zach, and Angel, because I got to tell you guys, I learn something new every time I come to one of these. So thank you so much for helping us out in admissions and outreach and being here tonight. And I hope you guys learned something out there as well, because like I said, every time I come to one of these, I learn something. And as Angela said, it is recorded. It'll be on our website. So you can look at it again and again and again, and it'll be fine. And again, if you want to contact us, it's on the website, and we'll look forward to talking to you. Thank you.
And if there aren't any questions, I echo Deb's sentiments. Thank you, Melissa, Zach, and Angel for taking the time out this evening to join us. Reach out, you have our contact information. Maybe you need time. We've just been talking at you fast and furiously for almost an hour. So maybe you need time to digest. It's on the dinner hour. Family getting home, someone getting home from work, you got some things going on, no schoolwork, because your kids, if you have kids, are probably home for the summer saying they're bored and you're maybe gonna do something else this evening. You know where to find us. So thank you everyone for participating, and contact us anytime, and have a very nice evening.